So this is how the Switch 1 compares with the Switch 2 in size. As you can see, quite a noticeable difference, particularly in the screen. If I put it side by side here, you'll also see pretty big difference in the controllers as well. Now with them both turned on, you can hopefully see the difference in just screen quality really. The colors are much more vibrant and popping off on the Switch 2. And obviously it's a much bigger screen as well. Okay, so this is what Tears of the Kingdom looks like on the original Nintendo Switch. This is a base model, one that came out in 2017. Looks great. I'm interested to see what it's gonna look like on the Switch 2. This is the very opening of the game. Still looks good. I'm expecting the screen of the Switch 2 to make it look much better. But again, we'll have to wait and see. But okay, just to get some more footage of Switch 1, Tears of the Kingdom. See the water graphics, a bit more of the lighting here. I'll try and get some combat as well so we can see how it works frame-wise. Okay, so we've got some combat here. See how that's going to compare to the Switch 2 version. Okay, so let's see how this game compares to what we played on the Switch 1 now that the Switch 2 is here. Honestly, instantly it does look a lot better. So what should be said is that this is not just playing Tears of the Kingdom on a better console. This is also the free Nintendo Switch 2 upgrade that I got from being a Nintendo Online member. So it does come with actual improvements rather than just a better console. And yeah, I straight away can notice the difference in lighting, color, and just crispness, if that's the right word for it. It just looks a lot more crisp, a lot more, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I think the frame rate is a lot better as well, like a lot better. So I guess first impressions are that this works a treat. It's a much improved version of the game. We're gonna have some combat here. We'll see. First of all, if I'm any good at the combat. I've got a remember the buttons here because I haven't played in a couple of days. And I'm running out of health already. Yeah, I mean, first impressions of the Switch 2 version is that it is a definite upgrade. Another comparison I'd like to make is actually the Nintendo eShop, which, if I had to say about the Switch 1, is that the eShop was always very slow to load and just a bit temperamental and not the greatest experience. And as you can see, the Switch 2 already has a different eShop. It looks better. I prefer the layout of it. And it seems, so far, to load everything pretty quick. So you've got the wish list here. Straight away you can see, and it loads so quick. Same with the offers here. All the pictures are here straight away on the current offers. And if we go to charts, same again. It's all loaded, it all looks pretty good. Recent releases. If we go to the Switch 1 version, go to recent releases, we're loading, we're still waiting to load. Oh, we're finally loaded. Go down a few, if we go down a bit too quick, to be fair, there you go, we've got to load again. It's just a much nicer and simpler experience on the Switch 2, which, although might not seem like the biggest thing in the world, I would say is definitely a great quality of life improvement so far. I think another comparison to make with these consoles is the joycons themselves and how they attach and detach. If you look at this one, Switch 1, these are actually relatively new joycons that I only started using, say, a month ago. So they're not as bad as, say, ones I've been using for years. But you can hopefully see there's a bit of wiggle there between the Joy-Con and the console. You might not be able to see it that well in the video, but there definitely is some movement. And it just feels a bit toyish, a bit cheap and plasticky. When you go to the Switch 2, it doesn't feel like that. So there's I mean, there's very little wiggle there, there's very slight wiggle, but when you're holding it like this, it feels much more complete and much more sturdy than the other one, the Switch 1 felt. To remove the controllers, there's these triggers on the back here. You hold that in and it comes off, it basically releases the magnet. And attaching them again is very satisfying. Get it in the right space. That clicking, snapping sound of the battery. Whereas obviously on the Switch 1, you have the button here at the back and lifting up, which I didn't ever mind. I actually think it's quite cool and quite easy. But it just, because of that, because there's no magnetism, if you keep doing that a lot and you're always taking these off and on, they eventually just get a bit looser. So as I said, these actually are not as loose as they could be. My previous ones were much looser than this and had a lot of stick drift, which is why I got rid of them. But yeah, I have to say I'm very impressed with the Joy-Cons on the Switch 2. Not that I really ever hated the Switch 1 Joy-Cons, I must say that. But I definitely think this feels a lot sturdier and much more premium, I think is the right word. Well, there you have it. That is my comparison video between the Switch 1 and the Switch 2. Let me know what you think so far in the comments. If you've got your hands on a Switch 2, what are your thoughts on the console so far? Or just what you thought of this video, what you think of this comparison. Is there anything else you want me to compare? I can maybe do a mini video for anything else that you think I've missed. But yeah, I think first impressions, very first impressions, is that the quality of life improvements are really good on the Switch 2. And the visuals pop a lot more on the screen. And the screen is bigger and better anyway. For more of our opinions and my opinions on the Switch 2, then be sure to check out the Late Night Gamer podcast. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other podcast services. This week, I'll be giving my first impressions on the console. And then the following week, I'll be doing my review of not only just the console, but also Mario Kart World. I'll have Jack joining me on both of those as well. He's got a Switch 2. He'll be giving his thoughts as well. So yeah, be sure to check out our podcast. And also, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe for much more Nintendo Switch 2 content. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time.